俺のすることの意味をいちいち気にしてたらキリがないぞ。
Yeah! Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing Classroom of the Elite Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. Season 2 started out with a bang. Honestly, it just kind of messed with my head a bit with how, like, the test was actually incredibly more complicated and just way, like, different than the last test they did at the end of Season 1. But it was really enjoyable. I can't wait to watch more. If you guys have not subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you want to watch the full reactions or ahead and early. And let's go ahead and start. The greatest souls are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues. I feel like I have actually heard that quote before. Oh yeah, and Yano Koji is just watching from the side. Goddamn bullies, man. But we know how he thinks now. So he's thinking more. He's trying to get benefits from this. What can he benefit? What is going to help him? He's not just going to save her to save her. Special test day 3. Okay, attention students, the Venus group's test has concluded. The Venus group, what is that, 2 now, I think? Because we had 1 that ended early last time. So Venus group is no longer required to participate in the test. They will now have free time until all the group's tests are complete. So this is just going to continue. Some of them are going to finish way earlier, and we know the reasons now. I love how much this show makes me think, honestly. I have to be fully awake to watch this. See, that's how he thinks pieces. I think of the chessboard now. Him seeing as everybody is like chess pieces, possibly. Oh no, baited. Man, they really have a vendetta. Like, I mean, I know bullying exists, but this is like way worse than normal. Bringing them down to the like. Yeah, I mean, obviously she has, but that seems even like more of a, I don't know. It's something that completely gets her. She probably was bullied a crap ton when she was possibly younger or whatever, but like at the same time, it seems to be something that really, really gets to her. Jesus Christ. Like, we have this test going, and then the side thing. I don't think you're really doing it for Rika. Like, she doesn't want to do anything, honestly. Oh no. She just, okay. She might be enjoying that. Yeah. Now she is letting out her anger. Oh God! Yeah, she's liking it. Oh, Jesus Christ! What the fuck? And dude is...
ミルグラム実験が示すように状況次第で人の残虐性は加速する
Yes. 100%. Put like somebody, especially if they've been bullied before or they've had like, put them in a certain situation, give them power. We've seen this in shows. Give a certain person power of any, and you know, a certain type of person, they'll abuse it. Actually, a lot of people will. It's more lesser than more. But yeah, you put somebody in a certain circumstance, you'll see the real them or somebody they never thought they were, and this is what we're seeing right here. I don't know. It's just unsettling. It makes me feel a certain way because he's kind of in the background and he could stop this, but we know he's not going to, obviously, unless it benefits him. So it's, did he set this up? Did he like tell them where she was at and set this up? This is horrifying.
舞台を用意してやっただけなのに
All I did was set the scene, and yet yeah, he set this. Okay, this is what we have to assume. Yeah, I'm a little unsettled. This is our main character, and we're seeing his true nature in action now. And instead of us not hearing, now we're hearing it this season, and kind of, I just feel like wrong. Does anybody like? I feel wrong. It's like we're not supposed to see this side. I feel dirty. That's the right word.
一度徹底的に壊してもらった方が手間が省け
But
る
why would he want her to, if she is, I guess if she's the VIP, maybe that's the point, like, because he's only going to do things that's going to benefit him. Yeah, it's like he's putting her at this.
結局いじめられっ子の本質は変わらなかったようだな
さっきの見てたの
Okay, maybe not. Maybe he's not hiding it.
平田を呼ぼうとしても無駄だあいつとの偽りの関係も
Oh,
いじめら
shit.
れていたことも俺は全部知っているその気になればいつでも暴露
So
できるってことだ
he's using blackmail. God damn. Jesus Christ.
だが結局は
He mentioned parasites.
それも悪くないかもな
What? No. He doesn't even seem like the.
股を開け
What the fuck? Iono Koji? No. It's a bluff. I call a bluff. I just don't think he gives a shit about any of that. Now, he's going to do anything he wants to, like, anything that he can do to get what he wants, but there's no benefit for him for that. This is more to lower her to to pretty much have her beg and him be able to get whatever he wants. Obviously, he wants to blackmail here. Do I think he's capable of doing anything? Yes. I don't think he's going to do it in this circumstance. I called it right. He's the villain. He's the villain in the show. Our main character is.
ねえ、あんた知ってる？自分の力でどうしようもない現実を突きつけられたとき、人はどうするか。
A multitude of things.
抵抗を諦めんのよ。ああ、私は捕食される。ただそう無機質に考える。泣き叫びも暴れもせず、ただただ受け。
Yeah, she's gone through hell.
お前の受けた本当の痛みは何だ
So there's more deep down.
体さえ明け渡すほどのもっと決定的な何かを隠してるんじゃない
That is why. Oh my god. So, yeah.
お前の体験したそれも間違いなく絶望だろう心に闇を持つ者は惹かれ合うそしてより強い側が相手を包み込んでいく
なんなのよ、あんた。
Even in season 1, he kind of mentioned this stuff, like in the sense of trying to know the real person. We've seen darkness. We've seen examples with a couple characters now. And it feels like I feel like a lot of characters probably have this and we're just yet to discover everything. And he's kind of figuring that out. But the world, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what's the world like outside of this location, of this area? I mean, obviously, wherever he's from in those flashbacks and stuff must have been some crazy shit. Like, but I just, yeah. And it's probably more than just bullying, probably in the it's yeah. I mean, you can guess what probably happened to her as well. On top of it,
軽井沢、お前をこれから先守って
really.
やることだ。平田や町田よりずっと確実にな。
But he's gonna get what he wants to do it.
今後お前に手を出せばこれをばらまくと言って真鍋たちを脅す。協力者になれ。
So he
俺に必
needs
要な手助けをしてほしい。
yeah. So he's like recruiting a pawn, pretty much.
今のままじゃ D クラスは上に行けない。だが女子をコントロールできるお前がいれば足りない団結力を補える。
That's what he's trying to do.
堀北にはできない役目だ。
So I think originally he wanted, yeah, Horikita, he wanted her to fill that role. And I think after a while he was realizing she can't do it, like for whatever reason. So he created his own person. Like he's trying to find the person that could do that. And he kind of like set it up so he could get in this position to be able to pretty much control her, in a way. There's nothing, none of this is done. I'm not under an illusion that there's any, after what I've seen, I would be surprised, at least until we know more about his past and we can really get to know every 100%. I just don't see him ever doing anything for anybody else. I mean, he stated it obviously, but even if I dug super deep, I just don't see that in this character. So everything is, I am going into this like expecting everything he's doing for himself to benefit to whatever he needs to do. So he's using her as a pawn for this, and he'll do something like this or crazier to recruit people for them to get further, or for him to get further.
お前は俺のために、俺はお前のために動く。
でも何をすればいいの？
手始めにこの試験に勝ちに行く。
And she is the
で
VIP.
お前は
Yep, and which is why. Why did they mute that though?
待たせたな。何の用だ？
ポイントで買いたいものが
And
あ
you
る
can
んです。
buy pretty much anything with points. This is quickly going up my list of like amazing shows.
おはよう。ごめんね。ソファーを占領しちゃって。
いや別に。
ディスカッションまで少し話でもしない？やっぱり A クラスに上がりたいって気持ちはあるよね。
そりゃまあな。
まあそうだよね。私だってあるよ。A クラスで卒業して叶えたい夢が。
I want to know how you
でも
got
私たちは
your
別々の
millions and
クラス
millions
だ
of
から
points.
どちらかしか夢を実現できないってことだよね。
そうだな。
How the hell you pulled that off?
例外的な方法もあるって話だが。
それって個人で2000万ポイン
Oh,
ト貯めるって
did he
やつ？
buy into the next class?
前例はないみたいだがな。なんせ莫大な額だ。
綾野浩二くん。やっぱり
If you can buy anything with
あの時見えてたみたいだ
points.
ね。私のポイント。
悪い。盗み見るつもりはなかった。
責めてるわけじゃないよ。でもこのことはこれ以上話せないよ。
ああ、詮索は
Maybe
しない
she's saving up for the 20 million or whatever. But she must be doing
なん
some
だ来てたのか
so many things on the side to get
一ノ瀬殿
that.
と二人きりもしや怪しい密会でもしてたのでは
No.
いやいや、そんなことないよ。
Now I'm not under the illusion that
それじゃあ始めるけど、
there's ever.
山口くんからみんなに
He's not gonna get with
提案
anyone in
があ
this
るみたいだよ。
show, is he?
僕たちが目指す
At
勝利
least
は
not for a
この
reason.
グループの優待者
Not
が
without
誰かを
reason, I mean.
全員一致で正解することですよね。
何よ今さら。
だから議論して探り出そうって話でござろう。
そのやり方では残り時間で結論は出ません。全員が携帯を見せ合えばいい。学校から届いた優待者かどうかの通知メールは改ざんできない。誰が優待者か一目瞭然です。
バカバカしい。優待者を先に告発した者は巨額のポイントを独占できる。
That's the
一人でも
problem.
裏切ればお
Yeah.
しまいだ。
そんなことは100も承知です。でも安全策を取るだけじゃ何も得られない。
一か八かの賭けってこと？
ええ、もちろん優待者本人やかばおうとする仲間は見せないでしょ
このまま終わって他のクラスがクラスポイントを得られない方が A クラスにとってはいいもんね。逆に考えると私たちはリスクを冒す価値があるってことにならないかな。
仕掛け人は一ノ瀬か。浜口を通して自分の策を実行させている。
見せたくない人は参加しなくても結構です。
Yep.
言い出しっぺの僕
Well,
は
that makes
見せ
sense.
られますよ。
I think it'd be very easy. Now, I don't know how the mail system works in Japan perfectly and all that, but I feel like you could do something to fake a copy or show something. I don't know. Show a screenshot really quick of a doctored copy of some. Like, I feel like you can. It would be easy to mess with this.
浜口くん、
僕も見せます。優待者じゃないからね。マジでござるか。
やはり B クラス全員で示し合わせている。ということは分かった。俺もその作戦に乗る。
綾野浩二。
綾野浩二くん、いいの？
ああ、
綾野浩二くんも優待者じゃない。
それともあんた、もしかして優待者なわけ？
違うって。
Yep, it's gonna
私も
force
見せる
her.
よ。
Yeah.
ポイント欲しいもん。
分かったわよ。見せるわよ。
長いものには巻かれろでござるな。
So he's the
私も
VIP.
違うよ。これで A クラスを除けば、あとは。
何？あんたまさか。
Oh,
約束してくれ。
he's the VIP.
優待者が分かっても告発しないって。
雪村、お前。
嘘ついてすまなかった、綾野浩二。
You have been okay. So you've been chosen as the Mars VIP. What you do with this information is up to your discretion. Interesting. But we also know that there could be more than one, right?
全員でクリアするんです。
そりゃあね。
ありがとうみんな。俺は信じたい。いや、全員を信じる。
And if somebody guesses wrong, though, oh,
そんなわけはない。必ず誰かがポイント欲しさに裏切る。
yes, and then they're gonna get it wrong. Yes, okay, yes.
雪村は優待者じゃない。
Okay, yep.
あいつには俺が優待者だと伝え、お互いの携帯を交換した。
その携帯の本当の持ち主は
Oh, but
綾野
now
浩二
it's
くんだよね。
いや、これは。
今私がかけたのは綾野浩二くんの番号だもの。雪村くんの番号はまだ知らないし。
Okay, so he definitely thought of that as
綾
well.
野浩二くんだよ。
So he's always thinking multiple steps ahead. He's not the VIP. We saw it in the very beginning. Unless they're literally tricking us, the audience, in a sense, like with showing his, which I don't think so. I think it's like a double move. It's like a double fake. So you got one, you're faking. He's doing this to benefit, himself. He's screwing over. He's screwing over Class B. He's screwing over them as well as everybody else. Because at first they thought, oh, okay, it's going to be him. I'm going to trade it with him or whatever. But then on top of it, now people are going to think he's the VIP, and somebody's going to rat him out, and he's not going to be the VIP. So they're going to lose points. I'm trying to, man, there's so many rules in this. I would have to go back to the episode, but I think I remember for the most part how that's going to work. I'm sure it'll show again. Yeah, that's a total. I think at this point we can expect those type of moves from him. A double fake.
そういうことか。
じゃあさっきのは嘘ってこと？
どういうことよ D クラス。
いや、拙者は何も。
ディスカッション終了の時間です。グループを解散し、自室に戻ってください。
とんだ食わせ者だったよ。
Definitely gonna be a traitor.
クラスは
何が全員を信じるよ。
Now that there's gonna be a traitor, so it's gonna go into the C or D scenario, right?
ああ。万事狙い通りの結果だ。
Yep.
だってお前は。
You are the VIP, which this is the thing. We knew she was the VIP, and we knew there was gonna be like multiple ones, obviously. There had to be multiple. So, but I will say this, because like they silenced it like that, it did make me question like just a little bit on like, wait, would they slip in that she's not the VIP? But he started wording it like, I don't know what else would have been said there. unless the added word of you are not the VIP or something. I know you're not or something, but obviously I had said from the beginning that she was the VIP. It made the most sense. So now there's a double fake. Now they think he is. So they're gonna go the C or D route. 100%.
軽井沢。
なんでそれを。
平田から聞いたのさ。そのことを利用して二重の罠を張る。
Yep.
まず、お前と俺の携帯を交換し、優待者のふりをした俺は、さらに雪村と携帯を交換する。お前のことは雪村にも秘密だ。あとは雪村が優待者だと名乗り出す方向に議論を持っていく。携帯だけ交換しても電話番号は変えられない。
Yeah.
かけられれば即バレる。
So you have a backup just in case.
SIM カードごと入れ替えればいい。
Ah.
この学校支給の携帯、SIM カードはロックされてるよね。
ポイントで
Oh, you bought. Oh, that's what he bought.
それがこの学校の原則だ。
Okay. That's what he bought with points.
茶柱先生から買えるはずだ。
でも雪村くんは
Oh, I love this show.
そうだね。一ノ瀬さん、偽りの後に出た答えを人は真実と錯覚してしまう。今頃誰かがまんまと引っかかってると思うよ。
And she.
俺の携帯を鳴らしたのはそのためか。
Okay, so she was trying to check that.
C クラス。どっちが告発ミスを
It's
しても
not gonna affect. Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason for her to. If it was, she would have done something.
最後にこれを仕掛けるためか。
そんなとこかな。ねえ、この作戦も堀北さんが考えたの？
他に誰がいる？
はあ、そっかそっか。え、これ。
Wait, what happened? What happened? Okay, so their class is now okay. So something happened that they weren't like. I guess they weren't perceiving or wasn't seeing that would happen. Okay, there are special tests. This test was so loaded and so many like side things and going different scenarios, A, B, C, and D. Like it really like if I wanted to, I could have just maybe I should have put like the all the rules on my other screen or something just so I could keep. I thought maybe we'd get a refresher at some point, but it didn't. So near the end, I was like trying to remember every rule. I'll try to remember that if we do another test like this. But there are special test results. Each class receives the following points. Minus 200 for A. B is okay. C is plus 100. D is plus 50. Okay, so D didn't do anywhere near as good as they'd like, but they also don't have full control because there's too many groups going on at once. So it's like what they did in their group, their isolated group, doesn't mean that they could have the absolute best result. They could just do the best result for them. So Mercury group, the traitor was mistaken. So you got 4. Venus was, traitor was correct. Earth group, all participants achieved correct answer after testing period conclusion. Okay. Mars, the traitor was mistaken. That result 4. That's what we knew it was going to happen by the end of that. So Jupiter was identity of the VIP was protected to the end. The traitor was correct for the Saturn group. The identity of the VIP was protected, and then the traitor was correct. All right. I mean, everybody got different results there.
C クラスがトップ。
I mean, that was kind of the deduction that they were talking about. Like, Class C would have an advantage here.
でも私たちのグループには最後まで裏切り者は出なかった。あなたが知っていたのなら告発したはず。
櫛田桔梗だろ。俺は2日目の時点で気づいてたぜ。櫛田が優待者だってことにな。
どうやって？
見ればわかるさ。お前はわかりやすいからな。色っぽいぜ、その表情。次のターゲットは鈴音。お前だ。
So that was happening. We didn't get to see that.
2学期を楽しみにしておけよ。
I don't like the sound of that. On either side. Ugh.
D クラスはこれから窮地に立たされるかもしれないな。
And that's exactly why he ended up having to find another girl. Somebody that he could use, obviously, but that would be able to help the girls and kind of control the girls or whatever. than her, because we were seeing her get outplayed there, but also I think he just like realized she wouldn't be good for that position. It does suck that we didn't see, because they're talking about something we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see their their game. We only saw Iono Koji's in that group, but it didn't turn out good. I wonder if they'll show us that at some point. Probably not. Yeah, no, great episode. I feel like I had a feeling on a lot of it. There were some uncomfortable parts like normal, but this, I think it was the most uncomfortable spot was Iono Koji, like in that place and him saying the stuff he did. That made me, honestly, I think the most uncomfortable of the show. Even though I knew he wasn't gonna do anything, like I just knew it, but it just some of the stuff he said, we know he's capable of that now, but it doesn't take away, and I think it's because he's the main character, it doesn't take away from how just, I don't know, I felt dirty and it felt wrong. Like, that's all. It's like, if this was a normal school anime, you probably just have a harem at this point, but we're not playing that way. And honestly, this isn't that type of show, and it shouldn't be. I like this show for what it is. Doesn't mean that some of those things aren't going to be a little uncomfortable. I feel like he could get even more crazy. Okay, the material has to be created. I don't know what to think about that quote.
どういうこと？グループの名前がヒントっていうか、答えそのものだったの？
今説明したでしょ。
まあまあ、太陽系の惑星の順番と割り振られた生徒たちの名字、それが優待者を探し出す鍵だった。
Really?
ここまではいいかな。
The names and the closest from the sun.
第4惑星だ。火星グループの生徒は50音順で、綾野浩二君。
Okay, fourth from the sun. What the fuck? Okay, so whatever number that they were, AIIKA, but number 4. What the fuck? I would never have been able to figure that out. Honestly, remembering first and last name of all the people in the class is just not a thing I'm gonna remember. And just in general there, but.
だから私が優待者で、
私のいた地球グループは3
Third
番
from
目
the
の
sun.
が優待者だったわ。
自分のクラスの優待者だけじゃ法則の確証は得られないからね。
そうね。
ただリュウエン君は別だ。彼は早々に法則にたどり着いた。
Did he get tipped off or something?
ミスをしたわ。C クラスも一枚岩ではないのかも。
C クラスはリュウエン君一人の独壇場ではないということかな。
独裁政権には不満を溜め込む人間
Well, we know that. We've seen how he was like
彼の
being with some of
生
them.
徒が失策した線は捨てきれない。
それはどうかな。
統率力の維持、そう容易ではないのでしょうね。
そうかもしれないね。何にせよ、こういう話し合いが持てて嬉しいよ、堀北さん。
仕方ないでしょ。
孤独の戦いには限界がある。
And that's why instead of making friends and stuff, he can't do everything alone, but he can make pawns and use people for whatever he needs to do to claw his way up to what to his goals. And that's what we've seen in real time.
今日から2学期が始まるわけだが。
Okay, they're in the second
9月から10月
term.
初めまでの1ヶ月間、体育祭の開催に向けて体育の授業が増えることになる。
Sports festival, is that going to be a test?
学校ホームページにも同
Rules and teams for sports festival. The sports festival format will involve splitting the entire school into red and white teams. Yeah, see, like, no, a festival is not a real festival in this school. It's gonna be a test. There's gonna be something to do with points, like, classes going against each other. Nothing is for fun in this school. Okay, rules and teams for sports festival. The sports festival format will involve splitting the entire school into red and white teams. This year, the teams will consist of red team, class A, and class D white team. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Red team, class A, and class D. So, interesting. A and D are going to be teamed together, and then B and C will be together. Now, we've had a ton of interactions with B and C to some extent. A, not so much. Even though we've seen them like working together or anything with A, we really haven't seen. So that'll be interesting. Point distribution for mandatory events. First is 15. Second is, that's a lot. 12. third is 10, fourth is 8. Positions 5th place and below each receive 1 fewer point than the next position. For group competitions, the winning team receives 500 points. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a shit ton. But even individually, with how many people there are, 15 is a lot. Point distribution for voluntary events. So there's mandatory events individual, and then the point distribution for voluntary events is 50, 30, 15, 10. 5th and below each receive 2 fewer points than the next position up. Triple point values are awarded for the final relay race. Okay. Well, we know one of the things that they're going to do now, relay race. Okay. Effect of red versus white competition. Classes in all years of the team that receive fewer overall points will lose 100. That's kind of shit, right? You only get 100 points in total, and then you lose the 100 points. Effects of rankings per class year. In each class year, the class that receives the most total points will receive 50 points. Okay. Pretty straightforward, it seems like. This is not as confusing so far, at least how that works as the last test. But this isn't the actual sports event itself.
先生、体育祭も特別試験の一つなんですか？
どう受け止めるのもお前たちの自由だ。
Yes.
どちらにせよクラス
The
に
answer
大
is
きな
yes.
影響を与えることに違いはないがな。
Like every gym class will have a major effect. Wait, like, when can you say that? I don't know. If anyone's gonna carry this, it's gonna be Ayano Koji. And it's not gonna be like a full physical thing. There's gonna be... Yeah.
ここでその話をしないで。
Oh, her brother. Yeah. You're gonna actually... Yeah.
二度は言わないわ。
I don't think he's scared of that, though.
まずは資料に目を通す。
Oh, materials? Like the quote? Materials. That's all I got from that quote.
基本的に得られる点数は全員参加より推薦参加の方が多いな。
気を抜かずに全力で競技に挑む必要がある。敗北のペナルティは軽くないぞ。
Okay, so the student who places last in individual events, loses 1,000 personal points. If private points are currently below 1,000, penalty will be applied to written exams. Oh, that's some bullshit. Okay, 1,000's a lot for for some people that have not, like, been saving whatsoever or under that. Piggyback joust. What the fuck? The piggyback joust will consist of groups of 4. That sounds interesting to me.
入賞するごとに That
is really good. But the opposite could be horrible too.
うまい話には当然裏がある。
You are not wrong. Lowest 10 placers receive a penalty. Yes. Incentive to... Yeah, now they're reading it. Now they're reading it.
1年生の下位10名に課せられるのは 次回筆記試験における
I'm doing better than some of the people in this class. Something I learned from this show, though, I've always had the habit of this. Anyone that's not new to my reactions, I read everything to a fucking fault. So I was already ahead in this game in the first place, but it cracks me up knowing that some people in the actual show can't read.
各テストの10点減点だ。
テストの点数引かれんの？
やっぱりか。やべえやつだ。
赤点避けるの大変じゃない？
All right, so it looks like a lot of a combination, some track and field stuff, some normal. Let's see, 100-meter dash, hurdles, top. I'll try not to take too long on these. Sorry, guys. Top of the pole, ball toss. Some are, but they always add these complications. So boys only for the top of the pole. Ball toss, tossing the balls. Girls only. Why? Tug of war, gender segregated. Okay, so girls versus guys. Obstacle course, 3-legged race, piggyback joust, 200-meter dash. Those are all the mandatory. So, okay, voluntary. Scavenger hunt. I can see 4-way tug of war, co-ed 3-legged race, and combined class year 1,200-meter relay. And that's That's optional? That's interesting.
種目。
これめっちゃハードじゃん。
Yeah, they're going all out.
1日で無理じゃん
Y'all might want to get in shape. When have you guys been doing gym before
応援合
this?
戦やダンスなどは存在しない。あくまで体力、運動神経を競い合う。
I mean, there's a lot of people that are in shape, don't get me
誰
wrong.
がど
I've
の
seen
順
it.
番で参加するかを決め次第、参加表に記入し、私に提出すること。
どこまで自分たちで決めるんでしょうか。
すべてだ。競技のすべて。何組目に誰が出るかまで、お前たちが話し合って
Okay,
決
so
め
you
る。
have that control.
だから今回もきっと
今回、これまでの特別試験と大きく違うのは何だと思う？
私には同じ特別試験に思
They
える
all seem to be special tests.
ポイントの増減や仕組みは特別試験とほぼ同じよ。
確かにな。内容はそういない。けど本質は違う。例えば筆記試験。点数の売り買いなんて裏技があるにせよ。原則として学力が試される。
体育祭も同じだと。
基本的に体力や運動センスを求めていると見るべきだ。下手な小細工を打ったところで体勢に影響はない。
その準備よ。
お前が求めているのは攻略や抜け穴だろ。競技の前に誰かを欠席にさせたり途中でリタイアさせるような。要
Yeah.
は強力な一手が欲しいんだ。
And there isn't always
あ
one.
くまで成功法で戦って勝つ必要があるということ。
どう考えるかはお前次第だ。
No, what? Okay, so my first thought just right into this would be we know, like, from what we've seen, just the people that we've gotten to know and meet. I can think of a couple off the top of my head. Freaking buff. We saw how buff and how crazy athletic. Maybe that's the reason why it was showing. I'm blanking his name right now, but the blonde guy, the crazy blonde guy, I would be putting him in spots that need extreme strength and agility. He would be like, that would be your GOAT. Like putting him in there. I mean, we have a few. Now that I think about it, there's at least 2 or 3 that I can think of, but he would probably be near the top. You put whoever is good at something in the right spots. It's all about adjusting your team to their strengths and abilities. Now, obviously, it's being very specific to certain things with this, but I think there's probably going to be something in place where everybody needs to participate in something. So maybe somebody that's not athletic or whatever, you put them in a group thing that somebody can compensate. You can put, 1 or 2 really good people to compensate for 2 weaker people. Like I already saw a few events that's why there's group ones and there's individual. There's going to be a lot of strategy, like everything there's been in these tests. Him as well for athletic stuff.
自分のことは自分が一番分かってんだしよ。俺が勝てばクラスが勝つ。それで万々歳ってやつだな。
そう。
可能性としては推薦競技を須藤が一手に引き受けるなら賛成してもいい。
Skill method. Give priority placements to the skilled. Yeah, positive gives a high chance of winning. That was my first thought, was give priority placements to the skilled or whatever. But my thought was like placing a couple of the skilled people in with the least skilled people in the group events. Choose placements based on what each person wants. Positive gives people the order they want, lets everyone enjoy themselves. That's not what you want with something like this. Negative, not everyone will get what they want. Potential inconsistency of results. You're not doing the voluntary method ever on this, especially with Ayano Koji there. Like, or if you want to succeed at all, that ain't happening.
補足提案があるわ。2つの案の中で選ぶなら能力制で異論はないわ。でもそれだけじゃ確実に他のクラスに勝てる
You need a
保証はない。
combination of yeah.
運動神経がいい人を優先的に得意な推薦競技に参加させるのは当然として、全員参加の競技も勝てる最善の組み合わせで戦ってこそ最大限のポテンシャルを発揮できる。
Isn't that what I said?
例えば、
Yes.
速い人同士が同じレースに出て潰し合うよりは遅い人と組んで確実に上位を取るべき。
Close to that would be
その作戦って運動が不得意な人が勝つ可能性。
now, yes, that is the downside to that. And maybe Ayano Koji or somebody's going to think of something that's more a better plan. But this, I'm thinking like her in this, just with maybe a little bit more variety. But that seems the best out of all the methods that I can think of off the top of my head. Now, there might be a better thing that I'm just not thinking of. I'd love to know your guys' first thoughts on that for sure. Let me know in the comments. And subscribe if you haven't.
クラスが勝てばその分大きく返ってくる。それが不満？
入賞したらもらえるテストの点数は大きいし、諦めるのは不公平じゃない？
そう考える気持ちはわかるわ。だ
ったら
けれどそれもおかしな話よ。得点に頼らなくてもいいよ。普段から勉強しておけばいいだけ。
That's not wrong, too. But you also, if you're
得点があるのは3位までなのだから、特に問題はないでしょ。自分の運動能力で3位以内に入賞できる競技はある？
I know there's probably more to this because yeah, like there it seems pretty tight of a plan, but I'm sure there's more, but this is what I've been expecting. Now her to be more vocal for one, and because Iona Kochi, they probably had a talk beforehand, or in some cases like or whatever, she's going to act with both of their his intentions in mind. And she's going to become more of a leader. So I am going to feel like this is going to become more of a thing. Might even make a rivalry out of this.
北さんの案悪いんだけど全然
Aha. What's Iona Koji thinking then? What would be the right method? Yep. He created a rivalry. Which there could be multiple reasons for that, but yeah, that's or just unintentional, but I never think most things are unintentional in this show. Especially involved with Iona Koji.
堀北さんほど頭良くないし。
妥当な提案のつもりなのだけど。
全然わかんない。
具体的に何がわからないのかしら。
全部？バカにもわかるように言ってくれない？他の生徒が泣きを見るのってどうなわけ？
見返りはあるわ。
勉強できないバカが悪いって言ってなかった？それでクラス一丸となって戦っていけるの？
True.
そのつもりの提案よ。
へえ。堀北さんはこう言ってるけど、櫛田さんはどう思う？私？難しい問題だよね。私はどっちの気持ちもわかるって考えてた。二人の意見を組んだ形が理想的だよね。1位を取った人も最下位を取った人も納得できるよね。
Well, you communicate it with everybody.
それが一番いいよね。
Because what Iona Koji said actually is showing in real time here is she's saying a lot of the right things, but she is not like there's a way to say it that includes everybody. And yes, she needs to work with, she has to work with people and stuff, but she's not including everybody. And as we saw in what Iona Koji said last episode, with her as like in a leadership spot, it's not, he needs somebody that's going to be able to take control of the girls. So, because you need everybody in the class to succeed in some way. You need to have them together. And the way she does things does not keep everybody together. So it's actually kind of making the other girl kind of the bad. I guess you're going to have to be that, like test her and express it a certain way to be able, but always be on all the other girls' side. Because that's the only way the other girls are going to listen to you from that point on. So regardless of what she said, I think is mostly good. She has to do that for their plan to work.
増減をクラス全員で分担するの。
おお、それでいいだろう。
でもそれポイントだけでしょ。入賞の可能性は減るし、みんなはどうなわけ？
軽井沢さんが反対するなら私も反対。
Yeah, see? Yep, she's getting all the girls on her side. That's the point of this. That's the point of it.
彼女が反対するから反対。理論的じゃないわ。
Not everything's logical with other people, though. You gotta remember, just because you're logical doesn't mean... She's learning in real time is like, just because you are logical, and Iona Koji knows this, just because you have a logical way of thinking and you might be smarter than everybody else in the room, most people don't think the way you do. So if you're going to succeed in a group setting like this, where everyone needs to succeed, you have to go down to their level at some points. You have to get them on your side. if you only think the way and yes, she was taking a step by trying to include people and know that she needed help, but you have to do it this way. It's smart. It is smart. I feel really bad for her. Honestly, I do. But I see why this is happening now and with the way Koji thinks, we know why he set this up to go this way.
意見がまとまらないなら平等に投票で解決するべきだと思う。
陽介くんが言うなら賛成。
堀北さんの案、徹底した能力重視
Yeah,
の
and
采配と
they're not going to vote for Horikita.
個
No.
人の主張も組む采配。
Karuzawa is going to get the vote.
ではまず堀北さんの案に賛成の人。
There might be a couple people, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, there's more than I thought.
ちょっと綾野浩二君
It's mostly the guys, though. All the girls, the majority of the girls are going to go.
軽井沢さんの複合案、こちらがいいと思う人は手を挙げてほしい。
Yep. And yeah.
ありがとう。多数決の結果は堀北さんの案が10票、軽井沢さんの案が8票。
Interesting.
残りは無投票かな。
須藤殿は気が早いでござるよ。
いいから俺様に任せとけって。
No, that's how you, like, lose in this anime, is that thinking. Just go head on with no thinking at all.
私に送ったメール。
I knew it.
聞いておきたいんだけど
Yeah, I knew they somehow communicated beforehand.
なのだから特に問題はないでしょ。自分の運動能力で3位以内に入賞。
Find a way to oppose Horikita's suggestion. When you do, ask for Kuchita's opinion too. I guess she didn't really. I knew it wasn't her. It was obviously him. But like I knew what he was doing immediately. To everybody else, like when it came to like getting the. I mean, he straight up said we need to get the girls on our side. Now, did I think the vote? I thought they were going to win the vote. I'm actually a little shocked by that. But I think this might be part of a long-term plan of changing the sides of the girls, because the control of the girls, because I think that already started and is a little in place there from that action.
できる競技はある？
それは
即興にしてはうまい反論だった。
私どっちかっていうと堀北さんの意見に賛
She
成だ
did
ったし。
kind of speak like that. I even did.
よくわかんなかったし。で、あの指示の意味は何？
俺のすることの意味をいちいち気にしてたらキリがないぞ。それに答えるとは限らない。
Yeah.
堀北はそう信じてるだろうな。
そうじゃなくて、あんたの狙いを教えてほしいんだけど。
そうだな。今のクラスを A クラスに上がれるだけのクラスにはしてもいいと思い始めている。
何それ？どんだけ上から目線なのよ。
今言葉で言ってもお前は信じないし、証明のしようもない。だから信じさせるための予防線を張っておく。
Oh my god.
今度の体育祭では D クラスから裏切り者が出る。
Really?
そいつは D クラスの内部情報をすべて外部に漏らすだろう。
So is he creating a scenario? He says he's not going to be able to prove it right now, but I'm guessing he's trying to create a scenario for that to happen. Oh man, he's so intelligent. This is such a well-written, intelligent main character, but like with so many levels to him. Like we know he's being blackmailed to get to Class A with no real explanation, and his dad, like we know something about his dad, like thinking he's gonna want expulsion or whatever the case was. Like there's so many things that are in the dark still that I'm excited to hopefully eventually find out.
席は打ってある。もう行け。ここは目立ちすぎる。
Could it be? Why would she, if it's the person I'm thinking, and if we think about what he's been doing and he's trying to get the position of powers changed, this is just me like free thinking. I'm thinking like, would she go to her, like if she was gonna be a traitor, because I can't think of anyone else that they're setting up to become the traitor. But why would she become a traitor? Would she help her brother in some way? Like if she does anything for her brother, like maybe her brother could use her if he needed to, and maybe that's what he thinks is going to happen or he's setting up for.
82.4 だ俺。
赤字からすぎだろ。
I mean, he's
85かよ。
pretty strong. We'll give him that. Though I think there's one more person stronger.
お
か高円寺。
興味ないね。
What? He's doing his nails and
綾小路。
why do I feel like he's a lot stronger than he
男子の
gives
平均
off?
ってどのくらいだ？
So he's gonna go like try to go average or a little bit higher than average.
握力の強さは単純に腕の太さに比例するものじゃない。つまりある程度の筋肉量があれば鍛え方次第で100キロを超えることも可能だ。
Right. Okay, so he's going. Yep, he's not going full strength,
これ以上動
obviously.
かない。
数値は？
60.6 だ。
へえ。綾小路くん力あるんだね。
いや、平均くらいだろう。
平
He did
はもっ
average
と下
on
じゃないかな。
purpose.
45とか言っても50くらいだと思うよ。
42.6 か。ちょっとおまけして52だね。
So now he thought 60, so he went for 60. I think maybe he just thought 60 was average because I'm not going to overthink this, but I'm going to assume just because he's naturally strong himself or whatever. So he went for the average, but now maybe that's why he's giving this look now. Yeah, it would be lower than that. He's giving like this look because he did like was trying not to show. He went the average on purpose, and now he's going to look stronger. He's a lot stronger than he looks. I can just tell immediately once he started talking about
ちょっ
that.
とおまけして52だね。
池くん 42.6。
そうか。60は高めなのか。
今取り決めた情報は非常に重要だから自分の番だけメモしてもらえるかな。
There's so many like people in the classes. Like you got to fill all the spots.
だからそれじゃ力が入んねえだろ。重心落とせ重心。
こうか。
Oh yeah, the tug of war.
気合い入れろ。リーダーの俺についてこい。絶対勝つぞ。声が小せえ。
堀北さん、さっきから早すぎるんだけど。確かにリズムが合ってないわ。あなたが遅いからよ。
See,
早い方のリズムに合わせるのは当たり前でしょ。
ちょっといいか。
何かしら。
お前、もう少し譲歩することを覚えた方がいいと思うぞ。
私はベストタイムを出すために妥協を許せないだけ。二人三脚ならある程度足が遅い人でも理論的には合わせられるはずよ。
譲るつもりはないと。
ええ。
で
hmm.
もその結果、お前と練習してくれるやつは
He's always thinking of the
最初から
the extra thing she's not knowing or forgetting or not wanting to think of.
ちょっと足出せ。
どういうつもり？
俺と一回走ってみろ。
どうしてあなたと？
男女の二人三脚もあるし、パートナーとしての素質を確かめてもいいだろう。
あなたの足で私に合わせるつもり？足手まといよ。
No, he's gonna slow down for you.
関係ないはずだろ。
He's gonna match you. Yup.
ちょっと。
合わせるのは難しくないんだろ。
Or
それは分かってるわ。
he's setting the rhythm. I thought he would be matching her, but okay. Yeah, maybe he's trying to show her like what she's doing to other people. Like they're incapable of matching her in that side regardless. It's like a little taste of what they're feeling when she's like working with them.
早いとか遅いとか以前に、お前は相手を見ていないからこうなるんだ。大切なのは相手を見ること、相手に主導権を与えることなんじゃないのか。堀北、明日少し付き合ってくれ。
何？
お前と俺ともう一人で白組の偵察に出る。
もう一人？
櫛田だ。
なぜ？
船での試験、地球グループの裏切り者はあいつだ。
Okay, so my thought with that, like, my first thought was Horikita is the one that he thinks is going to end up betraying them, like, and being a traitor by the end of this. Like, he's like, it feels like if there's anybody he's setting this up for, but I'm trying to, like, my thoughts was like, what is the long-term goal for this? Does he want her to betray everybody in some way? And like, cause he thinks she's going to eventually slow everybody down in the class and and prevent him from getting to a higher class because she won't listen. Like, that was my first thought, because we know he'll do anything to get what he wants. He thinks a million steps ahead. It doesn't matter who it is. So it's not against the realm of possibility that he would like set up in a way, or Akita, if he saw her as like in his way of progressing. It seemed like he was trying any way he could to, because he wanted her to not get in his way, and the best way to get into Class A, which is why I thought he helped her quite a bit last season. But if he thought and came to the conclusion that she wouldn't be, would he do something to make it so she somehow gets out of the class, or stop, like, or at least in the sense, as we saw, she loses power and he puts somebody that he can control and will do what he says completely in a power position, like ahead of the females and stuff. We're seeing that already. So this might be a slow burn to take her completely out of that, and because she feels like she has no power, she ends up betraying or something. I know, like, it's looking like when they brought up Kushida, now they're all gonna meet up. Kushida seems like the obvious person because we know her real personality, but we don't know what intention. So I still lean towards, if there was gonna be somebody being a traitor, and for what he has been doing in place so far, it would be her. Horikita. So that would be my thought. I might be completely wrong, but that's just my theory. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Check out the full reactions and exclusive shows and all that good stuff. Seriously, I do appreciate you guys watching these. Make sure you like and hype the video if you haven't, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.